What up YouTube? It's your boy Double M and I'm coming back at you with another tutorial. So you see, in the last tutorial, what am I doing? You see, in the last tutorial we learned how to draw the body, the male, the female body, and how to draw the male and female body at different ages and at different angles. You can go watch those tutorials in a few minutes. Let's first cover what we're gonna learn how to draw today. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to draw the hands. Okay, how to draw the hands. What I'm going to do today is simply show you how to draw a hand, how to draw a simple hand gesture. I'm planning to spread this hand drawing knowledge over 2 videos. In this video I'm going to keep things simple, show you how to simply construct a hand, show you how to simply draw a hand. In the next video I'm showing you how to draw those complex hand structures. But before we get started, I need you guys to do a few things. I need you guys to drop a like and I need you guys to hit the subscribe button to join the Double Empire. As a member of the Double Empire, we do many things. We cover tutorials like this one, and we do many art challenges like these two right here. And we also do many other art related videos. I'm trying to build a community up to 400 subscribers, so I'd appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog to join the Double Empire. Now let's get started. Okay, so here you can see we have a simple hand gesture. Let's use this hand gesture and try to identify the shapes that we can use to draw our own simple hand, to draw our own hands. Everything in life, you have to understand this, and everything in life has their own simple or complex shapes. It's important to identify these shapes so that us as artists can use these shapes to properly get the proportions needed for drawing whatever you're drawing that has the shapes. Anyway, so the hand has this square shape for the palm, right? And also has the triangular shape for the thumb part of the hand, for the thumb part of the palm. For the square part of the hand, the palm, right? At the bottom it can be relatively straight, but at the top you don't want it to be relatively straight. You want it to have a slight curve, you know, where most of the curve can be seen at the middle finger knuckle, you know? There are 2 things you can do. You can either add this curve, you can either adjust this curve before or after you plot the knuckles. I like to plot my knuckles with these smaller smaller square shapes. I don't like to plot it with circles. But it's up to you. You starting out as an artist, you can slowly start use circles. But if you have more of experience, I suggest using rectangular shapes with edges, you know, so that your shapes are more precise. But anyway, after you plot the knuckles, you can adjust the curve of the top block used for the palm, you know, having most of the curve at the knuckle of the middle finger. So you see it's curving most of the knuckle at the middle finger, and it's going down to the pinky finger and going slightly down to the index finger, you know. But don't go and overdo it, just try to keep the curve a little subtle. Now for the next part to observe, I quickly want to get off this reference brick. I want to quickly get off this picture that we have on the screen and go to a picture of a mitten, because the next part we want to do is the fingers. I want you guys to look at the shape of the part of the mitten that is covering the fingers. I want you guys to fully understand their shape. Call it whatever you will, just understand that that shape is there to use to group the fingers together, you know. Now we're going to take that shape and use it to group the fingers. Put them in a group that generalizes them, puts them together before we break them apart. Now the next thing we need to do is use that curve at the top of the block for the palm to cut the mitten shape in half. I use this line to separate the... You see, I don't know my finger anatomy, and I don't need to know. I just need to understand that this line separates this part of the finger from that part of the finger, since that's where the finger bends. That's all I need to understand. I don't need to know the part of the finger. You can do your own research. Now that you have plotted the finger's positioning with that mitten shape, and you have cut that mitten shape in half, you can now use cylinder shapes for the fingers. And don't forget about the thumb though. I almost forgot about the thumb. That's what I do to get the structure of the hand, to get the shape of the hand, before I go in with the line art and add all these intricate details and whatnot. These are the shapes to be observed in the hand. Let's observe these shapes one more time in another hand gesture, which is sort of similar to the same, but we just have the pinky bending a bit, you know. Alright, so first up, remember, it's the block for the palm and the smaller triangle for the thumb part of the palm, with the knuckles being plotted. Remember, you want to have the bottom of the blocks, that's for the palm, relatively straight, while the top is having that curve, you know, at the curve being the apex of the curve, the tip of the curve being at the knuckle of the middle finger, while still keeping that curve subtle. Then the next thing, that mitten shape to group the fingers. Now that we have the slight bend in the pinky, it's the perfect time to tell you that it is up to you to shape this mitten shape to whatever shape you want it to be, because this shape essentially is malleable. I just like to use this shape to understand where the fingers are generally going to be, understand how long the fingers are generally going to be, and yeah, those 2 points. That's generally why I use this shape. But it's important to understand that this shape is essentially malleable. So if you join the hand and you want to have a couple of fingers bending just slightly, you know, you can have that mitten shape accommodating to the bend that you're trying to have in the couple of fingers that are bent. You get the idea. And one more thing about the mitten shape.
One more thing!
Remember that curve that's sitting at the top of the block that's for the palm? You sort of want to have it at the top of the mitten shape and for the line that's cutting the mitten shape in half. This curve and the way it curves shows us which finger is taller and which finger is smaller than the other. You know, the middle finger being the longest, the index and the ring finger being relatively the same. Most of the times the ring is longer than the index finger, and the pinky being the shortest finger, being the smallest finger, well, besides the thumb. So that line curves up from the index to the middle, then back down from the middle past the ring to the pinky. And then after that, you simply want to have the cylinders for the fingers and the thumb. Those should be the shapes observed in the hand. Now let's go over these shapes step by step and learn how to draw the hand using these shapes. First thing we got to do, always remember that block for the palm and that smaller triangle for the thumb part of the palm. Good lord. And then you want to plot the knuckles. Remember, it's either before or after you plot the knuckles is when you would adjust the curve at the top of the palm. Then the next thing to do is to have that mitten shape to generalize, to plot where the fingers are generally going to be. Remember, if you're trying to have some of the fingers bending, you know, slightly bending, you want to have the mitten shape change. You want to have the mitten shape accommodating that slight bend in a couple of the fingers. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use this mitten shape more to draw more complex hand gestures, you know, sort of utilize the mitten shape a little bit more. But let's keep things simple now. Make sure to stay tuned for the next tutorial though. Oh yeah, one more thing. One more thing that I didn't feel like I explained properly, you know, the length of this mitten shape. It should be the general length of the block used for the palm, you know, how long the middle finger is should be how long the palm should be. And then you want to have that curve again from the top of the block at the top of this mitten shape, curving up from the index to the middle and back down past the ring to the pinky. Same for the line that is cutting this mitten shape in half. And after that, it shouldn't be too difficult to use simple cylinders for the fingers and for the thumbs. You can erase the remaining of that mitten shape to reveal the basic structure of the hand. And we have come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember, make sure to drop a like and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you have not, to join the Double Empire. Now, if you're trying to see more of my art videos, I have art videos explaining, giving you art tips, you know, how to start drawing, how to learn how to draw, how to think when you draw. You can check out those videos. And if you're trying to see more of my drawing process, you know, how I like to challenge myself doing many things, you can check out the challenges that I like to do on this channel, my Outfit Redraws. Check those out, they're pretty interesting. You can also check out my IG and my Twitter. I like to do more of these type of pieces right here, character designs and illustrations. So more of those type of pieces will be seen on my IG and my Twitter. Links are down in the description. They're actually waiting for you, so it's up to you to click them and follow each of them. God bless, and until next time, double it.